Okay, so you hear that, and you're dropped right into the action. I mean, it sounds like the climax of some old black and white gangster movie, right? Bullets are flying, the cops are closing in, but what you're actually listening to is the opening of a wild 80s synth pop epic. So, what is this thing? Today, we are cracking open the case file on The Friends of Mr. Cairo. It's a 1981 progressive rock masterpiece from John Anderson, the voice of Yes, and the legendary composer Vangelis. But believe me, this isn't just an album. It's a sprawling, sonic love letter to the golden age of Hollywood. All right, Section 1, an 80s noir soundtrack. Now, the absolute heart of this album is the title track. It's a 12-minute musical journey that's basically a tribute to all those great gangster and film noir movies from the 30s and 40s. It's like they took an entire film and squeezed it into one incredible song. So how did they pull this off? Well, for starters, the whole thing is a direct nod to the classic 1941 film, The Maltese Falcon. And they didn't just write lyrics about it. No, they went all in. They layered in sound effects like gunshots and screeching tires, and they even did voice impressions of the movie's iconic stars, Humphrey Bogart, the kind of twitchy Peter Lorre, and the booming Sidney Greenstreet. And as you can see, they didn't stop there. They also threw in references to other classics, creating this amazing audio tapestry of Hollywood nostalgia. Section 2, The Friends of Mr. Cairo. So who are these Friends of Mr. Cairo anyway? Well, to really get the song, you've got to meet the cast of characters from the Maltese Falcon. They're all obsessed, they're all double-crossing each other, and they're all hunting for the exact same priceless treasure. First up, we've got our hero, if you can even call him that, Sam Spade, played by the one and only Humphrey Bogart. This guy is a cynical, tough-as-nails private eye. He's a ladies' man for sure, but underneath that hard-boiled exterior, he's got a code, and he absolutely refuses to play the sap for anybody. And then, of course, there's the woman who walks into his office and just turns his entire world upside down, Brigid O'Shaughnessy. She is the classic femme fatale. She's gorgeous, she's mysterious, and she is an expert manipulator. One writer even called her a pouting covert narcissist. She's a master at playing the victim, but really, she's a con woman who uses her beauty like a potent, very dangerous drug. And here he is, the man himself, Mr. Cairo. He's brought to life by the unmistakable Peter Lorre. Cairo is this extravagant, kind of effeminate character who smells of gardenias and is just as desperate as everyone else to get his hands on that black bird. And, I mean, come on, his name is on the album cover. He's obviously a huge piece of this puzzle. And finally, we have the main antagonist, Casper Gutman. But you probably know him better as the Fat Man. He's portly, he's cordial, but he is utterly ruthless. This guy is a mastermind, and his all-consuming obsession with possessing the Maltese Falcon is really the engine that drives this entire treacherous, deadly hunt. So, Section 3, Two Dangerous Blackbirds. Okay, you've got this whole cast of characters, right? They're all circling each other, obsessed with this one jewel-encrusted statue. But here's the thing, the story isn't really about the statue. It's a super deep dive into the nature of desire itself, and how it makes us chase illusions. And to really get what's going on here, we actually need to borrow a little concept from psychoanalysis. Don't worry, it's not that complicated. The concept is called objet petit a. Just think of it as the ultimate prize. That one thing we think will finally make us happy. The perfect job, the dream house, whatever. But the catch is, it's always just out of reach. It's the chase that's the whole point. That's the unattainable thing that fuels all our desire. And this is where the movie is just brilliant. It gives us not one, but two of these black birds. You've got the falcon, which is the obvious one. It's the object of financial desire, all those jewels hidden under black enamel. But then you have Brigid. She's the other one, the object of romantic desire, with her true nature hidden by beauty and charm. And the punchline? In the end, they're both fakes. The falcon is just a piece of lead, and Brigid is full of lies. Section 4, The Ultimate Capitalist Prize. But this hunt for the falcon, it's not just some psychological study. Nope, it's also a really sharp commentary on the society that created it. Because at its heart, this is a story about capitalism. Yeah, this quote right here just nails it. Characters like Gutman and Cairo, with their decadence and their hired guns, doing literally anything for a profit. I mean, they're perfect symbols for the predatory side of unchecked capitalism. It's all about that ruthless lust for riches and power. And you can even see this play out in the deals Gutman offers Spade. He'll offer him a few $1,000s, which sounds like a lot, but it's a tiny, tiny fraction of what the Falcon is supposedly worth. This is a perfect mirror of the concept of surplus value, where a worker gets paid just enough to get by, while the boss reaps almost all of the profit. Spade's the worker, and Gutman's the boss, trying to exploit his labor for a massive payday. And get this, the obsession with this object isn't just in the movie. The desire is real. The actual movie prop, the little lead statue they used in the film, was sold at an auction back in 2013 for over $4 million. It's pretty clear proof that, yeah, we're all still chasing that blackbird. Part 5. An unlikely pop legacy. Okay, so the story doesn't end in the 1940s. Not even close. In what has to be one of the most unlikely twists in music history, this kind of obscure album that was a tribute to film noir, well, it ended up having a shocking influence on the biggest pop music of the 1980s. So it all starts with another song from the album called State of Independence. It's this powerful, atmospheric track. A year later, it was famously covered by the queen of disco herself, Donna Summer, and it was produced by the legend Quincy Jones. And this is where the story gets absolutely wild. Quincy Jones has said that he and Michael Jackson listened to the Friends of Mr. Cairo album for inspiration when they were working on Thriller. But wait, the connection goes even deeper. At Donna Summer's recording session for State of Independence, the backup singers included Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie. And it was right there, in that session, inspired by the song's energy, that Jackson and Richie first started writing We Are the World. Just let that sink in for a second. An obscure prog rock album about a film noir mystery helped spark one of the biggest charity singles of all time. It's just incredible. You know, at the end of the movie, when the police ask Sam Spade what the lead Falcon is, he just says, "the stuff that dreams are made of." It's the perfect line for an illusory prize. And honestly, it's a fitting epitaph for this song, a dream of old Hollywood that somehow, almost impossibly, went on to shape the dreams of global pop music. Makes you wonder, what other hidden connections are just waiting out there to be discovered in the music we love?